Welcome back, internet friends, podcast listeners. Welcome to episode 14, part 2. No butt stuff. Or no, what? I can't remember what the...
All bacon is same
All bacon is same bacon.
No, vegan bacon is pure evil.
And, I've been holding this in for...
oh, God, no! This better not be a taco. No butt stuff.
I believe kamikaze bacon was misspelled on the prompter.
Wow. Thomas! Whoa, man!
Yikes.
That's... Woof, man, if Thomas tells you misspelled something.
Man, if looks could kill, he'd be a smear on that back
It
wall.
means you wrote it in his language.
Although, if Thomas thinks it's misspelled...
That is very true.
You know, we could have a Dan Quayle thing going, shouldn't there be an E
Oh
there?
my God. Yes. Recently, I've spelled potato wrong. And I thought of Dan Quayle. I'm like, God damn it.
Kids, Dan Quayle was a
Vice president.
He was a vice president. Yeah.
Would have been president had he not misspelled potato.
Yeah. At the time, we thought he was the dumbest person that would ever be in office.
Let's call the whole thing off.
When we left, they had snuck around this monastery at 3 a.m, and they had found Jonten Funsok's office, and his apparently unresponsive but still active body was inside.
He's plenty responsive.
Yeah. Well, once you talk to him.
Yeah.
And don't forget, we have a giveaway. So #chaos, last chance to be entered to win the Birds of Paradise dice and pin and set. Yeah, nobody's won yet. Okay, good. I had to check that. And we also got 500 bits for the players because knowing is half the battle. Oh man.
You almost hit his G.I. Joe shirt, though.
Oh, well, there you go. And when we left, Eugene had Eugene was alone in the room with whatever is left of Jonten Funsok.
Not my fault.
Dimitri has closed the door and panicked because there was a mirror in the room. And Eugene, the Funsok head sock, I don't know, the Funsok sock? The Funsok sock
It's just a sock puppet now. Yeah.
Funsok had asked Eugene if he was the receptacle, and Eugene had answered evasively, and then finally said, the receptacle of what? And he said, the receptacle of all knowledge.
And Eugene interpreted that as like Tenzin level monk knowledge, just so people are like, who would be stupid enough to accept all knowledge? I mean, Eugene. But that's not how he's interpreting this. I just have to throw that out there.
Do we want to do the winner, roll of the thing now? Or?
Yeah, we should roll the first one now.
Let's roll the first one now. All right, so last chance, #chaos at the break.
It's not
Or did it
break.
already?
Too late.
Right
Too late.
now.
Too late.
Oh, #chaos after the break.
Every time you say that, we have to wait another 30 seconds for the lag to catch.
#chaos. At the
I have lots of small things I can pelt you with over here.
I'll be in the after show. #chaos. Oh, the winner's being written down. Oh, man, this is fixed. Talonsorn has won all of this wonderful stuff. Congratulations, Talonsorn. And we will be doing another giveaway for the contents of a gelatinous cubes, or as Alondra calls it, the less good soapy dice, which is an excellent, which either sounds like a Google Translate ad I got on Instagram, or a fine way to describe the giveaway. All right, so you are standing in front of.
Yeah, Eugene, sort of an oxymoron, but gives it some thought. And
So hold on one sec. So Dimitri popped back out, and he's like sort of by the door. Yeah. His back is against the door, and he's like, "There's a mirror in there."
And maybe a vampire as well.
I'm sorry, a what?
Yes, there was a vampire inside.
So there's something. Wait. So how's Johnson?
I think he is dead, and he is a vampire.
What?
He was not breathing, but his eyes were moving.
And you left Eugene in
There was a mirror in
by
there.
himself.
There was a mirror in there.
I think it's been enough time.
Do we have any? Is there
And I'm
anything
like,
out here that's
"You,
weapon-like,
go
like
in,
even
go
a
in,
piece of
go in,
wood or
go in."
anything?
Move.
I move.
Yeah.
Sure, there's like a vase.
Yes. Okay,
It's
I'm
like
gonna grab a vase.
A vase of like some sort of.
You guys have got to be kidding me. It's a vampire. Go get the soy sauce from the room.
There's not enough time.
There's always time for soy sauce.
So you guys, all right, you'll be going in.
Yeah.
Get at us, Kiko man. So, how do you respond? You think for a couple seconds.
Pause and then, yes, I am the receptacle. Receptacle.
Easy
Then
for
you
to
know
stumble
what you
over.
must do.
Yes, but do you? Test.
You must devour my brain.
Oh. I'm putting down the mirror. If I was still holding it, I think I was just so like. Why am I holding this mirror?
As I did to those before me.
Oh.
Devour my brain, you will gain access to all of my knowledge. That is how it has been done for millennia.
Eugene's actually considering it, but like.
Oh, your kids
And
go
he's
through that range.
a horrible dad, but he does glance down to the back. He's like, no.
we can.
The kids have napkins.
And those,
Draw the string.
and those crab crackers.
Yeah.
I mean, God, this is dark, but I touch the back. Is it like squishy? Is it accessible? Is it? Because I'm not chewing through a skull. I'm just out of morbid curiosity, of course. Not that he's contemplating it.
Yeah, when you touch, so you go and you touch his skull. You open the door.
Yes.
And you see Eugene's head on the back of this guy's face, and all of a sudden, almost like a cat coughing up a hairball, the guy just goes, and a brain is on his desk.
I see this.
And you should both make sanity rolls.
Yeah. Okay.
Actually, you should make a sanity roll, but you get a bonus die.
I need an excuse roll. How do you explain this?
I made it.
A hard success.
Yeah.
Wow.
I have a 92 sanity.
Well, there
I
are
have
no
71.
hard and extreme successes with
71.
sanity.
Fair.
So you're gonna lose. You're each gonna lose one.
Okay.
All right, you're gonna lose one as well.
70.
And there is now a wet, oleaginous, weird gray, veiny.
Should have asked first. Does it come with the accent?
Oh, what happened?
Where are my children?
The brain, it's just on the table.
Eugene, what exactly is going on?
And Funsock is like almost deflating. Like it's like his body has just ceased to have any sort of musculature.
Eugene, what is going on?
I just tapped him. He's still in the like. So,
I mean, I'm not.
I didn't.
No,
I didn't.
I'm not. I don't think that there's any possible way for you to make someone cough up the brain like a cat.
My children did not do it.
I don't think there's any possible way that even your children can make someone hook up their brain like a hairball.
You hear a muffled thing in the bag.
Oh.
Shh is right. What are we gonna do?
Oh my God! Does he eat the brain? This is. Oh my God!
Do you say that out loud?
No.
He?
No, I'm just
I
wondering.
refer to myself in the third person. Does Eugene eat the brain? And I was like, what?
Yes.
Does Eugene eat the brain? I don't know, my precious. Does he?
Lean forward and smell it.
Oh God.
Make me a con roll.
There it is.
If I throw up all over it, that'll make it easier to digest.
You could. That's dibs, man.
My cat rule, sure.
If he gets dizzy, I'm gonna grab him.
Just lean over. He just keeps doing it. 2.
Smells delicious.
I mean, that's Providence.
It smells
That is just
delicious.
just a little taste of not. Just a little
No.
taste of not. Just
He dips his finger in this brain that was recently in that body, and just takes a little taste.
Will you see something in his eyes? Like he smells it, and then his eyes kind of like.
Both
Really
of you
quick, just-
make me sand rolls for seeing someone. For seeing this is as close as you'll get to seeing cannibalism.
Oh,
No. When I finish it off, that'll be.
I was okay until now.
Man, you lose one. If you made it, you don't lose any.
Excellent. Yeah, 80 out of 91.
So
69.
Nice.
So make me a sanity roll, but not. This is not to see or lose anything. This is to see like you made it. So there's still a part of you that is aware of like, you know, I'm eating someone's brain. You can choose to disregard that, but that will, you know.
Well, I'm more. I mean, most importantly, how does it taste?
It's delicious.
It's delicious.
Yeah. There's a strange like spice note that late on the palate.
Like cinnamon?
No, it's more like it's not a sweet spice. This is almost like a heat.
So, well, how do I feel?
You feel amazing. So he has now picked up the brain.
No. I take a scoop out of it.
Oh,
So you have to do that. You can't do this all at once. I don't know what the ramifications are going to be.
so it's not that soft. The brain is in folds. So like when you reach in, there's a horrible sound that will stay with you for the rest of your lives, as these folds in this brain start to separate, and this gelatin that probably was part of the nervous system at some point.
It's the same sound from the paper squishing. don't.
No.
He's building it up.
No, but now when we hear the paper squishing, we're gonna think about the brain.
Churning butter, anything.
Oh, yeah,
So-
yeah.
I'm going to call for one more sanity roll from each of you.
Okay.
And here's, just to lay it out, if you stay in the room after this sanity roll, and aren't like stopping him, there won't be a roll for sanity loss. It'll just be sanity loss.
I was gonna.
you know.
I was waiting to jump.
But so go
Let's
ahead
see.
and make me
Yes.
that sanity roll.
Let's see
As
what
he
happens.
starts, like, he's trying to figure out how to get a piece of it out. All right, good lord, that is terrifying.
91.
I got it.
On nose.
Oh wow. Yeah.
All
got
right,
53.
so you're gonna lose 2 sanity.
Yeah.
This is on the short list of the worst things you've ever seen. And what's even what like, you know,
sorry.
if you were making a list of the worst parts of this, on that list would be the look on his face,
Yes, he loves it.
which is like a calm sort of like, not nearly as disturbed as it should be, but also just the way he went in to get a scoop of brain.
Man.
So yeah, it is not like you're finding that so it's sort of like pulling out it's almost like
roll-ups.
it's almost like artichoke. As you're like, oh, this piece kind of folds out, and you know.
And just
Okay, that's
with
it.
that piece,
That's
just
it.
Oh my God, there's a mirror in there. There's a mirror in there. There's a mirror in there. That's the worst thing I've ever seen. There's a mirror in there.
I was gonna jump out at him and try to pull him away, but then when he's eating it like an artichoke, that's it. I'm done.
Well,
it's
is he
this
eating
gradual like, because it starts with the like, oh, and just
Yeah.
this gradual.
And
like,
So
That's
when he
what
takes the bite, it's a
Yeah.
con roll.
I'm out of there before
Yeah.
he takes
Okay.
the bite, to be
Yeah.
honest.
I'm out. I'm out.
All right,
I'm out.
you both leave.
I'm out.
So
Because at this point, it's like, I don't think that I can stop him.
He's already started.
Gwendolyn's going to look for her gun.
what's in this room? That's where they.
No, it's at
I'm
the
kidding,
front
I'm
of the
kidding, I'm
monastery. There's
kidding.
like a, all right, no one's going to stop you. So it takes you longer than you think.
Well, can I pause to kind of like
Savor.
Assess.
assess and savor?
A
I was
savor.
gonna say relish, but he doesn't have any of that.
Yeah. Yeah, you do. Yeah, you wish you had something to drink.
Some of that. Of course, if you're gonna have brain, You have yak teeth.
Of course. But it takes you longer than you think. At a certain point, it gets really chewy.
But there's no point where I...
By the way, friends at home, we don't know what eating a brain is like. So I'm just making stuff up here.
Well, I'm assuming this isn't even a human brain. That's clearly an alien. I mean, this is on the meta level. This is like Nick's interpretation. This is some alien landed Earth. Someone was like, alien brain, I'll try this out. I have all alien knowledge. That's not what's going to happen, but that's...
I can read alien.
Oh, that's how we get the Migo into this campaign.
Yes.
Cool.
So you, at a certain point, you sat down.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, you just like pushed the
You know what?
sack.
It was like a whooping. Sorry.
You deflate the sack by sitting on him.
He probably does. Like, honestly, he's focused.
I'm gonna be putting content warnings on this one.
Yes.
It's not
Yes.
because he's deflated, so it's not like, and he's so focused.
Yeah, no, that's
I don't
just
know
it.
about the whooping
Yeah.
cushion noise, but he probably just sits down on.
So, about 5 minutes pass, and you see both of them. They don't run out of the room, but they power walk out of that room.
Did you take care of the mirror? Is it still is the
Fuck
mirror?
the mirror.
Yes, fuck the mirror.
No, Eugene, there's a brain. He's eating a brain.
Eugene is being eaten by a brain.
No, Eugene is eating a brain.
And he likes it. It's so disgusting. The thing there is in there, and we saw
Where
it.
did the brain come
came
from?
out of its mouth, and it fell on the table, and Eugene went, ooh, yummy, and then he started eating it. It was just, I can't.
It came out of his mouth. The man who was in the
Eugene.
We walked in and he made a horrible noise, and then his brain was on the desk in front of him, and he was deflating like a pierced balloon.
Everything came out of him. It was awful. And then Eugene's still in there, and his kid's eating a brain.
Dimitri walks away.
All right.
He's gonna go get his guns.
All right.
Honestly, Gwendolyn is keeping pace with him.
I'm gonna stay here. And keep this door. Nobody can get in there.
No one seems to be okay. So you guys are heading to the front of the monastery. All right.
With all knowledge, it occurs to me, Tenzin's gonna be super pissed that I ate this monk.
You needed all knowledge to tell you that?
Apparently, you've gained all knowledge and you've gained no perspective.
all intelligence, no wisdom.
There you
You
go.
didn't say that was coming with it.
Yeah, that's
so
right.
I have to swipe my own, and I'm short.
So, you are over the course of
The course. Sorry.
No, perfect.
this is the meat.
Rocky Mountain oysters for dessert.
This is
They're
the meat.
deflated. They're deflated now, so no.
Tenzin can help.
No, I just do it quick.
So, you are, as you're eating this, what are we doing? Like, images are flying in front of your eyes, and it's just like more than you can comprehend. It's just like you're being bombarded, and like as you're eating, you almost have the feeling of like someone turned on a fire hose, and you're trying to like pull things out of that fire hose.
While I'm trying to place the spice, like if it's a ginger wasabi. I'm still stuck on that. But yes, then the fountain of knowledge coming towards
I mean,
me.
your tiny little human brain needs to find some detail to focus on to try and deal with all of this.
Because each bite, it's like it's another chance. you
Right
know,
there,
to-
right on the
Yeah.
tip of your tongue.
Nice.
So you're dealing with that. Make me a
Dice roll. At advantage or disadvantage is the real question.
it's called a POW roll.
I'm not spending luck for that.
Do you want to re-roll or what?
Ooh, there's some ASMR.
Yeah, he's like a cat. His claws over the floor.
If there's ever a time to use inspiration,
Yes, do it. Do it.
Wow,
it's
Nick
when
might
eating
use.
someone brain.
You know what? I'm not seconding that.
Would anyone like to
Someone
second
else
that?
can if you want. I'm not.
Yes,
Oh!
Okay.
Oh.
because she's seen it all.
I really could have just spent 2 luck, but
I almost seconded just because Nick's using inspiration.
Right.
oh yeah, there we go. It's a regular success.
All right, so you feel like you are internalizing some of this knowledge, but you feel like you're, in sort of a very human way, you're kind of focused on all the stuff that's getting away.
I mean,
There's sort of there's like, no! As you're like, you're grabbing onto a lot of it, but you're like watching as like,
I think you're overestimating Eugene.
oh, all
I
right.
think I think he's much more like, don't need that, don't need that. World peace, out of here. Like it is his like. If he sees something immediate problem, he was like, ha, this will solve.
All right,
now.
yeah, there we go, yeah. Okay.
A wrench.
Hooray. There you go.
Oh, that's how you fix that thing.
I was just thinking that. I'm gonna after eating this guy's brain, I'm gonna go down there. I'm gonna fix that press.
Nice.
You know what? That might be the only knowledge I get from this guy, but I'm gonna use it.
Worth it. All right. Yeah. But you now know exactly how to fix that press.
Okay, there we go. All I needed. I think this balances out very nice.
So you're that's going on with you. So you two both like make a beeline for the front of the monastery, and there is a sleepy monk sitting in a chair. And you come in, and he says he sees it's you, and he says in Chinese, "Oh, how can I help you?"
And he kind of... Dimitri is going to stop because he's like, oh, I'm not supposed to take guns in there. Oh, but there's Literally... sorry, what's his name?
Yonton.
There is a mirror in Yonton's room.
The monk is like trying to figure out if your Chinese is bad. And he just sort of smiles and goes, huh?
And then I get my guns.
So they're in a door behind, and like when you go to like walk to that door, he says, "No, please. No. That is when you leave. You may have your belongings back."
Okay, I'm going to leave.
It's very dark.
Doesn't matter.
There is a mirror in Yonton's room.
You keep saying that.
Until you have to make a sand check.
Is this guy in front of us his name Yonton?
No, Yonton Funsock was the.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Futon.
Yeah. This guy's name is Artap. Mm-hmm. And he'll say, what? But your friends are not leaving?
Are we leaving?
We need our things, and we need them right now.
I should speak to Master Funsock.
I'm going to actually laugh like that. That kind of like half deranged laugh of, okay, you can if you want.
Wow, he really failed a psychology roll. So he just zooms right past that, and he says, "Yes, come with me. We'll speak to Master Funsock."
Nope. And I'm just gonna actually shoulder past him and go for that door.
Oh, is he a 5e monk? Or
I mean, if necessary, I'll keep him tangled up while you get the shit. Because your guns are more effective than mine.
This guy is not.
No.
This guy is not a fighter.
Cool. Neither am I.
He is very surprised when you whoa! Make me a fight brawl roll. Oh man.
57 out of 32 fail.
All right, he actually made his 15 fight brawl.
Dang.
So like you shoulder into him, and he he goes backwards. But he's like, "What are you doing?"
I'm gonna look at Ed Dimitri, like jerk my head at the door.
never going to be able to come back here.
That was obvious.
Not necessarily. I could have put on his clothes and masqueraded for a while.
You mean his skin?
Yeah. La la la
Just
la
the
la
face,
la,
maybe,
la.
but
Get them, Dimitri.
What are you doing?
I don't need them.
And he, Artap is like looking scared now.
Because I don't know anything about all that other stuff that happened in there. I think there is trouble.
He will grab a little mallet and smash a bell. And he'll just keep hitting the bell. And he'll say, "What sort of trouble?"
Futsak.
Notes are being passed.
I say Futsak.
Yeah.
He was not breathing.
Oh. I see. Oh no.
But his eyes were moving very fast like he was dreaming, but there was no breath. He was not alive. And then I saw the mirror.
The mirror again.
And I had to leave.
Okay.
And then other things happened, I hear.
So you hear people starting to stir in the monastery. Both of you make me listen rolls. You have a penalty die on this.
well, I can't make it anyways. But
Listen.
God, it'd be funny if I actually made it though. Still base. It is still base.
Half brain. You're like, what?
Oh yeah.
So yeah, with the penalty dice,
Yeah.
46.
that would be 100.
Outstanding.
Oh, I don't even need the
No.
penalty dice. Well, no, 0. All
Yeah.
zeros, 100.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Ignore this.
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
not. I didn't
So
actually.
you made it. You hear in the distance a bell, like bong, 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 bong.
I hear everything.
All you hear is
No.
you
Please
hear
don't do that when I run the person with misophonia. I will actually flip my shit.
you hear one of your children say, "Father, you're in danger." You're about 3/4 of the way done.
3/4.
I want
I
to
get
knock
this
on
to
the
go?
door.
All right.
I want to bang on the door.
There's a knock on the door.
I mean, yeah. Is it all loose or does it? So wait.
It is now. So now that you've eaten some of it, it's kind of just. You know how when you make a meatloaf and like before you cut it, it like keeps its shape, and then you cut it and it kind of. The brain has kind of done that. More like Jello, I guess, like a gelatin cake or something.
If I eat it any faster, it's going to be too hard to take in the information. So I have to wedge the chair up against the door.
All
to buy
right.
time, unless there's a window and a to-go box.
There are windows.
I'm
And to go
going
box.
to talk into the door. I'm going to say, Eugene, they're ringing the bells.
I have some of those ceremonial bowls.
Yes. Yes, you have bowls that were sanctified.
All right, you go. I do tell you, I go, Eugene,
Yeah,
the
and
bells.
when I realized that, thank you. Give me 1 minute, and I'll scoop the brains into the bowls.
All right.
Is it weird if I stack them on top of each other? Is that gonna?
I'm sorry, that's what you're asking is weird?
It's gonna get one dirty on the bottom.
No, I keep these bowls clean, but that did occur to me.
Now you're wishing that these were ceremonial Tupperware.
I mean, if I could somehow put one on top of
Ceremonial
the other.
Tupperware.
It
is
really
good.
locks it in.
Oh, you want a ritual to stay fresh?
Start doing the Tupperware ritual.
Can I get the rest of the brain into those bowls? Though?
Sure. Yeah.
Okay,
You can
okay.
totally defile those bowls.
I'm filling them with knowledge.
You're filling them with someone's deflated brain.
No, the brain's not deflated. Anyhow, I'll get into the bowls.
All right. Yeah.
I'll lick up the juices that are on the table.
Oh
and I
God.
Will... What? I don't want to lose any of this precious knowledge.
Of course not.
And I will not go to the cafeteria area. That would be weird.
So, so Artap is staying in this room, kind of watching both of you, especially you now,
Good.
ringing the bell.
I'm going to just sit down
Okay.
and just.
In a couple, after you knock on the door,
Yes.
a monk comes running up, and a monk, make me a luck roll. Let's see if he speaks anything
Nope.
other than a monk. He says something to you in a language you don't understand. Oh wait, you speak Tibetan a little, don't
Yes.
you? So
No,
he's,
no, I don't have. I have
Oh.
Hindustani.
Oh,
Not-
in a language you don't understand, he
Right.
says something, and he's kind of looking worried, and you're sort of like leaning against the door, and he like points at the door.
And I say, Eugene, they're here.
So that window you mentioned.
Yeah, there are windows. You gonna climb out?
I'm a horrible father.
Just
I'm gonna
jump
ask
out.
my children to hold the bowls and get them, because I'm gonna spill it.
There are three.
Are you okay? I'm so sorry. Are you okay?
I was drinking when you said that, and it made me choke.
So,
We got a spit take and it wasn't me.
I didn't spit.
so three of your children are holding bowls with little pieces of brain in them.
Oh my god.
Yeah, I will roll to get out of the window.
All right, make me a
breaking my
climb
neck.
roll.
Is that what that is? Oh, jeez, I'm gonna check off climb, aren't I?
All right.
Oh my god, I
So
got a regular
you climb down,
success.
and your kids are just like tick 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 tick. They just walk down, holding the bowls the whole way.
Do you say anything or make any indication that you're leaving?
I mean,
anything?
I'm sure. I mean, you hear me tell the children with the bowls, but if they're there, I'm not
Yeah.
I'm not trying to go out of my way to.
Okay.
I'm gonna go find Tenzin.
All right.
Okay, so he's sleeping, and he's sitting cross-legged with his eyes closed in your little.
Poke.
Oh yes.
We have a problem.
Which one? How now?
I mean, Eugene, isn't it always?
Oh no! What have his children done now?
His children didn't do anything as far as I can tell. He's eating a brain.
He is eating
He is eating a
whose
brain.
brain?
Fuck, what was his name?
Funtsock.
Funsock's brain. I don't know exactly the entire context, but Helen and I walked into that office just as Funsock was making a horrible noise and boffed up his brain onto the table, and then Eugene put a finger in it and licked it and began eating. And I got out of there because, no.
Well, you have done the right thing. That is why the alarm is ringing?
Well, the alarm is ringing because Dimitri and I decided to go for guns to try and deal with the situation and did not handle it well with the monk. In our defense, I was just watching Eugene eat a brain.
Yes.
There was a mirror in the room.
And there was a mirror in the room.
We should prepare to leave.
Yes, we should.
Will you stay and pack things? I will try and smooth this over.
Good luck, his body deflated. Not Eugene's Funsocks. I don't
Where
think
is
this-
Eugene?
He was, I don't know where he is now, but he was in that office when I left. Devouring a brain.
Perhaps I should have made the phrase work on him as well.
You know, that might have helped. Yes, I'll pack.
The Children of Fear have a long history of passing down their knowledge through the devouring of brains.
What?
Is Eugene becoming a child of fear?
I distinctly hope not.
You know what? No one gets to be angry at me anymore for trying to shoot him. I say go in and start into
I wish that we might get demonetized, but
and just go and start packing things and be. I mean, we didn't unpack much, or at least I didn't. But just start like grabbing everything that's ours and throwing them into various bags and slinging them over shoulders and being like, I don't know. Is it a mortal sin to steal a yak from here? I don't know.
Tenzin says we will need animals.
Right. Did Dimitri come with me? Or is he still sitting in there?
I didn't say, but I think that I would have just followed you.
Okay. I'm going to start shoving things into Dimitri's hands as I'm getting the bags packed.
Make sure that the animals are outside of the monastery. We may have to leave rather quickly.
Yes, as soon as things are packed up, I'm being outside of the monastery.
Yes.
Don't forget my stuff.
Very well.
I'm throwing everyone's stuff in their bags. The only person's stuff that I don't really care about, but I will grab if there's room, is Eugene's.
Since I have my bag, well, I mean, I left the soy sauce there.
Make me a luck roll.
Your
Soy sauce is
decision.
staying there.
Oh, is the soy sauce in my bag too?
No, well, we're seeing something else.
Yeah, I made it.
Okay. Yeah, you made a good climb roll. So you still have your walking stick. You didn't leave it in the...
I mean, one of my kids could just...
Sure. So now like that monk is becoming more insistent, and now another monk has come up, and he says in Chinese,
Yes.
we must check on the master.
Agreed. Please. I didn't want to go in. I just heard horrible things, and so we needed you here. Thank you.
So they will open the door, and you are faced with the horror of the gelatinous wet spot that you know is a devoured brain. Oh, and like the...
For the podcast listeners, Nick is doing great big mouthing, I'm sorry.
I heard sorry, not sorry.
Totally.
I mean,
You know?
that is my spirit animal.
So you know, I lied, not lied. But yes, let them
I'm
just
gonna
let them
make-
go in.
One of them just immediately falls to his knees wailing
Yeah.
at the sight in front of him. The other one...
Legitimate response.
I said, can I join him?
The other one kind of just goes...
Can I join him? Can I join him? Just like, oh no.
Sure.
He says
Yeah.
that, but if he smells that wet spot, I don't know what he missed out on.
Oh, ew.
Giggity.
Piquant.
Oh my god. Oh my god. And
The other guy like takes 2 steps forward and is just looking at the sack that was his master.
Now I can't wear him.
It's after September anyway.
Eh.
And
Deflated monk is a summer look.
yeah.
And see, there's the next episode.
Deflated monk is a summer look. Yes. Nice.
That is
Yeah.
so-
No. And I mean, you know, I'm not giving any indication I knew anything. Just that we heard a noise and that you know. People
So
were
are
looking
you
for
trying to
people.
be deceptive here?
I'm not going to be talking a lot.
Just play dumb
Yeah.
and fail an intelligence roll.
There you go. There you go.
Make me a persuade check. Or, well, okay, if you're not trying to be actively, it's going to be persuade. If you
Yeah.
want to like actively, then you could use charm or
No, I'm gonna
fast
do-
talk or something.
Okay, wait. Okay, persuade. Yeah, I think my persuade is probably the best because I'm good at
All right.
persuading people.
So this is like, this is your acting as you like start wailing.
I didn't.
We got still some. If anybody wants to second.
Oh, sure.
All right.
Thanks. Let's try again. Whew, come on, dice. Come on, dice. Yes, I made it. 35 out of 50.
Okay. So yeah, you sit and you wail with this guy,
Yeah.
fall to his knees, and they seem like they have bigger fish to fry than,
And you should have tried that on the brain.
Slice it up real thin.
yeah. put it on a skewer and spiral it.
A little bit of marinade.
There you go.
Put some cayenne in with the sugar, cinnamon
it doesn't
sugar.
need cayenne, and I don't have cooking skills.
Well, you could check it off now.
I need to find a place to, because I hear the wailing. I hear that wailing, and it's like I should probably.
You are down now,
distance, yeah.
and you see standing in front of you, with despite his youthful demeanor, just a disapproving look on his face, is Tenzin. You have no idea what you have done.
Hold on, because I'm checking now. Do I have an idea of what I've done?
Make
I have
me-
all knowledge.
Make me an intelligence roll.
Oh, damn.
You have all knowledge. You don't have a good filing system. So you're, I mean, you know, you're like, when he says you have no idea what you've done, like your brain goes like, of course I do, I ate a brain. And then like brain facts just start like popping into your head. And you're like, there are X many neurons in, you know, what?
Spew.
So I'll throw that at him.
Give me one of your children. Now.
Let's calm down.
He starts to chant.
Which chant?
It's not a good chant.
A good chant? Is there ever a good
Give
chant?
me one of your children, or I will harm you.
That's fair.
So do you give? Do you
Oh
let-
no, I'm taking the harm over giving him my children.
All right.
I don't know if there's a
So make me
like
a
a sort of like I will submit myself to him
okay.
basically, but like I'll keep my children behind me.
All right. Make me an intelligence roll.
We've established this.
Like I said, you have a. It's in there somewhere.
Oh, there's no need to roll the rest of that.
All right. So your brain fires off on like the 87 different ways that this chant could hurt you, and you're just like, it could do this. It could send me to another realm. It could put my brain in a jar. It could, you know, like all this stuff. And instead, what it does is, in your head, you clearly hear the voice of your children. Father, you smell of the children of fear.
Now they okay.
You have defiled yourself. This is Tenzin, not your children.
Yeah. I mean, so just kind of out of it. How do I word this? Because it's not the like I've thought about killing Tenzin before. It's crossed Eugene's mind, but now is it something else? Like how? Do you know what I'm asking? Do I know?
Do you want to kill Tenzin?
More or differently than before?
I mean, so what does it mean to you that when he says, I'm going to harm you, he made you hear your children tell you what you would become?
I honestly,
Or have you totally disassociated
yeah,
from that?
Eugene is not. He's not that bright.
Mm-hmm.
So he's more. He's taking it at face value.
Okay. Well, then you're not sure. Like,
He thinks that he's become one of the children of fear, and he's forgotten. He thinks like Tenzin is still chanting to do it, and he's like, I mean, a part of him is almost like, you know, this could be like one down, sort of thing. Like if I'm in control, that's one down. Ooh, this might not be so bad. Also, like now you figured, now you noticed, like now, like we had ample time. So,
all right. Tenzin, so he stopped chanting because the chant was just to send the voice of your children into your head.
yeah.
He says, you still don't understand what you've become, what you are becoming.
Well, I've been taking short breaks to process it, but no. I was under the impression that it would pass along knowledge like yours.
That is nothing like my knowledge. My knowledge is the lore and the truth of the path of enlightenment. What you have done is you have devoured the brain of a children of fear.
He figures out that it would not be a good idea to repeat like the neurons in the brain, how that works. But
Well, actually, you've become the ultimate well actually guy at this point.
Oh! Man, if we didn't want to kill him before.
Yeah.
Tenzin says,
but
is there any, did you eat it all?
I look at because the kids are still
Yeah,
behind me with
yeah,
the bowls.
Yeah.
And I do a little math with my new knowledge.
Yeah, yeah.
And I try to calculate the percentage of the brain that I ate. Do I have to make an intelligence roll?
No, the useless things come to your head immediately.
Oh, fantastic.
You've eaten like 70% of the brain.
Yeah, it's 70% now. Should I not save it for
Is the
later?
rest in the bowls? You defiled those ancient artifacts with the brain of a children of fear?
Did not know.
He waves his hand, and you hear like a sizzling sound in the bowls. And now there's just ash in them.
Oh.
But for a
That's
second,
safe. You barbecued for
Yeah.
me.
yeah, no, for a second, there is like a delicious smell.
Oh, with that spice, it works with it.
Yeah,
It works.
yeah.
And then it's
Smoky, spicy.
and it goes into like Cajun. And then it just like he just overdoes it.
Yeah.
Oh,
But now there's
overdoing it.
you have.
Well, this is
We must leave immediately.
well, but I don't want to kill you.
That is the whole point of this journey.
Not me. I was never gonna.
We are leaving. Are you coming?
Yes, and I'm walking alongside him, and I'm trying to explain. No, this is a good thing. You're failing to see. There is one less. There were 4 of them, correct?
He takes a finger and he touches you on the forehead. And he says 3 words in a language that is not Tibetan that you don't understand.
Sri Chitty Potty.
He does not say he does not say Sri Chitty. And he just looks at you and he says, I have done to you what I did to your children.
You're overreacting. This is to our benefit.
I am
Stop.
overreacting to you eating the brain of one of our ancient enemies.
See, when you say it like that, you should see that it's a good thing. And I'm trying to be a little chipper about this towards him. Like,
Which is only making it worse.
I am not going to interfere with the ritual. You have one less child of fear to worry about. And since you destroyed the rest of it, it can't be transferred completely anymore. Do you see? We have done the world an incredible service.
Nice.
Should I roll charm?
I'm a pacifist, and I dearly want to kill you.
On a meta level, I'm taking that as a. that is like.
Wow!
I feel I would be doing the planet a great good.
Gwendolyn's gonna come out of the other building at this point, like hauling all of the stuff with it and looking behind her. Come on, Dimitri.
Yeah. I think we grabbed all. I think that we're outside
nobody-
on
Yeah, you are. You are now. You're now like throwing stuff on
Nobody
the
grabs
gas.
Helen.
So Helen, you
Yes.
are in the office.
Yes.
I'm not going to that building.
I know.
You make me a listen roll
Okay. Listen.
as you're like trying to figure out a way to get out of this room. As you're like on your knees and wailing with this guy.
Ooh, yeah, 18.
All right, you hear. You don't know what he yelled, but you hear Tenzin's voice being raised in anger outside.
Oh no, something's wrong with Tenzin. I must go.
They're not paying attention to you.
Yep, so I get up
Yeah.
and
All right, you head downstairs. You head downstairs right as you see them heading out towards the exit, and you see Tenzin and Eugene having a very tense conversation.
Yeah, well, yeah. So do I catch up with them?
Yeah.
Are we leaving?
Yes, we're leaving. We're leaving
Do you have
right
my stuff?
now.
Do you have my stuff?
Yes, I got your stuff, Helen. What do you think of me?
My
Artap,
stuff. Yes.
as you get to the front, Artap says, "Oh, you are leaving."
Yes, we are leaving. We want our stuff right fucking now.
Yes, let's go.
Of course. And he goes in and he pulls out all the way a surprising amount of weapons.
My Derringer.
And
Not as bad as it would have been with several other characters.
it's
I've
true,
had.
yeah, it's true. Like you would have given up your weapons.
Oh no, Alexandria would have never let someone touch her weapon.
There's always a knife somewhere. Tenzin's staff is there as well,
Grab that.
Yeah.
and his ritual knife.
Cool.
Tenzin says, "We are leaving this place that you have defiled."
Are you sure it's not the child of fear that defiled it? With his presence, I feel like you're hoisting a great deal upon me, and you are failing to see the bright side of the situation. There is one less child of fear in the world.
Says a child of fear.
Well, more of an honorary.
Like a child of disconcertment.
He gave a speech at a graduation.
This is not an honorary degree we're talking about.
It's not full.
More like a grandchild or,
A nephew.
once
Nephew
removed.
of
You didn't get to eat your fill, is what you're saying, right?
But I still got a rumbly in the tummy. Only brains can satisfy. I'm keeping those bowls of ashes. I'm sure that's. I don't say that out loud. I'm saying that to Ezra.
Yeah.
So in case anyone is like,
Actually,
Make a
Tenzin
broth.
wants the bowls.
sure, I'll just dump the ashes in the
Yeah,
bag
he doesn't
and,
care about the bash.
wipe off.
You're like
And very-
you make, and in fact, make me a con roll. Yeah, make me a con roll to
For-
resist.
Why would I need to?
All right, you're not gonna resist. Yeah.
What if it's just a
So
little? Just like if there's a little spot in there, just
yeah, you do that, and he just looks at you.
71%, and pass the they're very nice.
And so
Part of Eugene, maybe he is a child of fear now because he's relishing this a little bit too much.
he takes the first bowl from you, and as it touches his hand, there's a little bit of a singing noise that you hear. And he looks at it.
It's fine.
It does seem to be And he'll take the bowls, and he starts to head to where they are. And he says, he'll come to you and he'll say, "We have come too far. Everything I know tells me that we need 4 for this ritual."
Is he going to be able to? Has he been defiled by that? Has he been made unable to do this?
It does not seem so, but I will require. I will need to meditate on this, and I will need to examine his offal.
I mean, everything about him is awful right now. But I know what you mean.
Can we clean him?
There's no purification ritual that will remove the touch of the children of fear.
Darn.
God damn it, that was what it was.
Shoot.
All right,
did.
let's get well away from here and then discuss.
Excuse me 1 second. And he goes into the room and he puts his hand on Artap's head and he just brings his head close and he says a few words to Artap. And Artap like looks up at him and sort of with a little bit of tear in his eyes and sort of smiles and nods and bows 3 times. I can only tell. I wish I could tell everyone here that this is not their fault, but at least I can tell one. The shame of all of this will lie on this place forever. But, and I want to make clear, he looks at you, given how you are now, that I am not in any way supporting what you did. What you did was evil. But the fact that we now know that Yonten Funsak was a children of fear is useful knowledge. They harry us.
They're everywhere.
We must be careful. And then does anyone have anything that we can pay for these yaks with? An offering of some sort.
We left the soy sauce in the room, and it will stay there.
That is more than acceptable. Yes. And you head out on a very dangerous night. Luckily yak are very sure-footed. It's not fun walking at night. And I assume your kids are back in the bag.
Well, depends on how far away we get. They see very well in the dark.
You were able to get 5 yak.
Oh, good.
And a lot of your supplies and such. You're still not like prepared for a long journey in terms of like food and that sort of thing. You walk for a couple hours and start to feel that exhaustion of, you slept for 3 hours and Tenzin will suggest that you stop when the sun rises and have a rest.
Dimitri's just silent almost the entire time, and just thinking about an airship. What could have been? Fighting the communists from the sky.
Yeah.
I really wanted to do Super Dimensional Fortress Cronenberg.
Yeah, Gwendolyn is also silent, but radiating just rage the whole time.
Yeah, no, there's not a lot of talking at this.
Just keep staring at Eugene as we go.
This is a good thing.
Shut up.
And so there's like an uncomfortable kind of, you get a little sleep, and then around lunchtime you pack back up and you start moving, and Tenzin falls. He starts to get a little bit of tension out of him, and he'll say, "From Derge, it is probably about a month to Pimako on yak. Well, perhaps 3 weeks. It is an arduous journey into the gorge lands.
We do not have enough supplies for that.
No, that is true.
Is there farmhouses around that we could?
With what trading materials?
Are there rabbits around that my kids can catch?
Yeah, but that won't. They
I'm
can.
just saying
you
to
can-
as our trip as we're going.
You can
to
forage a
kind of
little,
ease-
yeah. But you definitely are feeling like like it's not a good idea to travel into too far into Tibet with traveling day to day foraging.
Mm-hmm.
That is not gonna.
I'll use my super brain powers to find a solution.
So you do you think that you could like probably Tenzin, given how Westerners are looked at here. You could try and trade in a village for stuff. Maybe trade 1 or 2 of your yak. You don't have a lot. Your guns would probably weapons would probably get a fair amount. Tenzin will take off a necklace that he wears that has a collection of stones of some sort on them, and he'll say, "This could be traded."
Does silver? I mean, if it's precious metals, I still do have silver coins.
Silver dollars have some worth in trade, but it's not like precious metals are not that useful to them because they're not silver workers, and that's the only thing they can do with it. Tenzin is like Tenzin offer, when you find a small village up on a hillside, there's houses sort of nested up, and he says, we're far enough away that word should not have reached here
Not yet.
of the fall of the Derge Parkong. Would you like me to go and trade for supplies?
If you would, that would be very kind.
Thank you.
I can get us to Pamako, but once we're in Pamako, we will want a Mapole guide, for they are the guardians of the Valley of the White Apes. Valley of the White Ape, sorry, singular. So Tenzin, what are you trading yak? He's got his necklace, but that's.
I mean, I can trade a pistol if that's
okay.
Worth.
You put in a pistol and
stuff.
Tenzin is like, people seem to like those things.
I know silver isn't worth as much, but it's.
He'll take a couple of your silver dollars, sure.
And I think we said, depending on how far down we are at this point, I think maybe a yak.
Okay.
Depending on how bad our supply
Yeah, Tenzin
situation
says
is.
maybe we wait on the yak.
Yeah.
We use the yak
Yeah.
for the second round.
That makes sense.
All right, so whoever has the best appraise, make me an appraise roll.
I'm 33.
56.
You got it.
There we go.
5.
Eep. 58, and I'm not spending luck I'm not spending some of my 11 luck. Thank you very much.
That would be funny.
30
Okay.
is a regular success.
All right, with a regular success, you get about almost 2 weeks supplies
That's good.
with what you've traded.
Okay.
With a pistol, a necklace, and the silver dollars. Tenzin says that some of this was a gift from the village as well.
When Tenzin is gone, I think.
Time to have a talk.
Yeah.
I've been hanging around Tenzin for the most part. On it, I've
Right,
been
'cause
keeping pretty close to him because I'm getting.
Getting some vibes?
I feel very misunderstood.
I've read the room.
Very misunderstood. I don't think.
Before we get to that, we have been raided by Lost Caravan RPG and also by the Legends of Evantris. Not the schlubs of Evantris. No, these are the legends.
Yes.
We are gonna do a second giveaway. We have here the remains of a gelatinous cube, which is only.
You know what we should
You want to do a real one?
We should also put in a gelatinous cube.
All right, let me go get one.
I don't know where it is.
Oh, I don't know where they are. They were there.
Where'd you put the box?
there?
Somewhere.
Somewhere. We'll find one.
So we have.
Is it up there?
Is that?
No.
I have one as an example in my bag.
So
if you want me to grab that.
we have one of our awesome community members, Danny, made these gelatinous cube soaps. They're awesome and adorable. And inside the gelatinous cube are dice, bones, and shells, random stuff.
Exfoliating shells.
Yeah, that's right. So we are going to give away the remains of an orange one and another random one of a different color when we find the box. This will be, since we have some new folks, Hashtag chaos. Enter that in the chat, and you can win. Continental U.S. only. Sorry, Hawaii.
Must be present to win.
In addition to that,
My goodness.
we will include the playtest deck for the Deck of Inspiration.
Sweet.
Wow.
Which is,
Nice.
uh,
Off Kickstarter now.
yeah, it's done. We're about to send to the printers.
That's exciting.
So, and then it'll sit on a boat for 8 to 10
Fine.
weeks.
Let's see how they spelled kamikaze in there.
Oh.
So there you go. This is wow. That giveaway
We're
amped
just-
up.
Escalated. Yeah.
That escalated quickly.
That's just because Legends of Adventurous rated.
There you go.
Yay.
And I don't know when you guys came in, but there's been brain eating. There.
So we should get to that. So,
Yeah.
Should we?
What
I
the-
feel like I don't think you all understand what happened.
No.
no, Eugene, what? Okay. So the guy was
he
dead.
coughed up his brain.
He coughed up his brain.
I
he-
may have
he
given him a
barfed.
gentle pat on the back, and then there was a brain.
And he barfed his brain. It made a horrible noise.
It did.
Did it sound like a mirror?
No, that
Not breaking. No. No. It sounded horrible.
Okay. So
And-
he threw up his brain.
And my children didn't smell anything. I mean, they probably smelled brain, but they didn't smell one of the children of fear.
Although, let's be clear, you only brought them. You didn't like pull them out and say, "Smell this."
Well, I'm sure they would have. You're not there. I don't need your details.
I mean, is it a bag of holding that no smell can get in?
They're in a second. They're in another dimension.
Oh. But it was horrible.
Well, but if you were there.
I was there.
But no,
and
if you were
licked
there.
it.
Yeah, it was.
I was
What?
there,
Wait.
Eugene.
Why did you eat it?
You ate the brain?
Yes, he ate the brain.
Make a medicine roll.
Yeah.
Oh God! No! Oh God! That said that to me.
91.
91.
Yeah,
Oh,
do it. Do it.
Yeah.
Oh, you could have spent 4 luck and bumped it up to fun time.
I should allow that. You can spend luck to make a fumble.
Yeah, it's a regular.
All right. Eating brains is a spectacularly bad idea. Like encephalitis, just all sorts of diseases.
So I wasn't going to, and then
Go on, justify this.
Please.
things escalated.
What do you
What?
mean?
It
Happened.
But when the smell when it hit your lips. It hit your, and I'm reliving it.
Yeah.
And I'm trying to describe the.
You're thinking about
Get
those.
shot.
Stuck your finger in it and then licked it.
Oh. And so I'm trying to describe the flavor to everyone, and just
Yeah.
how so.
You were speaking to him before. I heard some sort of voices. What did he say?
I'm trying to
Nope.
think back because there's what Eugene thought that he meant, and now Eugene is going back, and now that he has all knowledge, I'm sure that he remembers perfectly. The summation of all knowledge would be granted to me if I was the receptacle.
But did you think you were eating fun sock, or did you know that you were eating something else?
Oh no, it wasn't Fonsock.
What do you mean?
Well, the way he was speaking, it wasn't. No, it wasn't.
What was it?
I don't. Well, hindsight being 2020.
What was it, Eugene?
Well, I already know the answer to that, and I'll say it because I know you want to hear it. It was one of the children of fear.
You ate the brain of one of the children of fear.
91% of the brain.
91.
71.
71.
It's
Ooh.
been like piles of
That ash
of
just-
ash.
Oh, that's some knowledge. Sorry, I'm back. Hi, how are you?
That was epic. Oh.
It's become a Cheech and Chong movie.
the
You have eaten the brain of one of our eternal enemies?
71%.
That's amazing, right? You've taken
Yes.
one off the battlefield?
Yes, there is one less.
What happened to the rest of the brain? Is it? Do you still have? Are the kids eating it?
It's not really edible anymore.
What happened to the rest of food stock?
He's not really edible anymore.
Tenzin disposed of the rest of the brain.
Oh.
So, and that is that.
Yeah, that's.
If I had finished it,
Did
then
you?
it would be okay to shoot me, but it's not okay to shoot me now.
But you,
Oh,
are
I
you,
very much
Are
beg
you
to
still
differ.
one of the? Are you still one of the chosen ones?
According to Tenzin,
Tenzin told me that we still need 4, and that he doesn't seem to be defiled to the point where he can't be used.
Did you have a choice
I
to
could
eat?
have.
You didn't see that. You didn't see the look on his face. He was relishing every bite of it.
He made a decision to do it.
So yes, he had a choice. And he chose selfishly. Like he always does.
Eugene's got nothing to say to that.
Wow, you did gain knowledge.
Don't try to justify this by saying that you took a rook off of the chessboard. You did this so that you could gain knowledge. So that you could do what you want to do, selfishly, you selfish bastard. And only the fact that Tenzin says that you are still useful for the ritual, and that is all you are, is useful, is what's keeping me from shooting you right in your stupid head right now. Do you understand to the extent that you have fucked up?
There's one less child of fear that we have to worry about.
And
Who is
what
that?
are you becoming because of it? He told me that the way that the children of fear pass on their knowledge is by devouring. So what if you only got 71%? That is still 71% of a child of fear that got passed along into you.
Oh.
Look.
He has-
I could have killed him.
And you should have.
I could
They
have killed
they are still
Tenzin.
human.
I could have killed Tenzin when we stopped to rest. I could have sabotaged all of this. I didn't. I'm in control. As he says that, he hears it. Quiet.
Are you? Are you in control? Or are you fooling yourself into thinking that you're in control to justify the bad decision that you made?
Look, I'm not saying that I didn't make a bad decision.
So then stop justifying it. Say that you made a
not-
bad decision.
I did. I made a bad decision. I understand that.
Don't try to qualify it then. Anything that follows that with a but is you trying to justify what you did.
Yeah. It's like, we could have just got rid of the brain or done something.
We could have just killed Funsock.
We didn't know. I
As-
didn't know.
As soon as he started talking to you in a different voice, I think you knew. Or at least had a pretty damn good idea.
No.
Didn't you?
No, I didn't.
We could have.
You are overestimating me.
Well, that's a mistake I will never make again.
But we still are together in one to save the world. You're still there with us, right?
I am.
Is the world worth saving?
With such creatures in it? Maybe not.
But maybe we'll banish the creatures. Maybe.
I'm talking about Eugene. With someone who would be willing to possibly torpedo the entire thing for his selfishness, is that world worth saving?
Can you kill communists?
Not everybody's a
I
Eugene.
can't say the things that
Yeah,
I
yeah,
think.
Yeah, make
it's like-
an
yeah.
intelligence
Because
roll.
a
Yeah.
part of me is like, I learned necromancy. Oh my god, I made an intelligence roll.
So you're like thinking of all the ways that you could kill communists.
Yeah, I'll start listing out how to kill communists.
Like there, what follows is like a laundry list of like ways to kill, you know. And he's always very careful. He says, kill communists instead of just kill people. But it's just a list of how to kill people.
But it's not like specifically how to get into St. Petersburg and free it, and
No, but he's talking about the ideology. Like he starts to like, so he quickly goes to like,
Here's how you would cause it to cave in on
Yeah.
itself. Here's how you would cause the collapse. Here's how it would destroy itself. Here's factors and
he starts talking about how it's all a personality game, and if you could get to Lenin,
If you use an evil thing to try to accomplish a good thing, it is still evil.
Is it?
Yes.
intelligence roll to figure out if I quantify as evil.
I think.
Are you gonna like that? Would require like sort of some internal reflection.
Oh, you don't have that.
There's no mirrors anywhere near me.
That is reflected with my stats.
I mean, sure, make an intelligence roll.
So I mean, it starts with like trying to figure out the measures.
Actually, make a psychology roll.
Oh, you just completely sabotaged my chances of. I would have not made any.
So you're a good person.
I'm all right.
You did this for the right, Sure. Look, sure. Is what you did a little out of bounds? Honest people can disagree, but
Incredibly poorly thought out.
yeah, you'll cop to that.
Yeah.
But you're a good person, and you know that you're going to use that knowledge.
I'm not gonna say that.
Oh, look, you did gain some wisdom.
I think we are evil, and we are trying to save the world.
No. What? How can we be evil? We've been fighting off the bad things to make the good happen so people can live. And yes, there are some people who might, but the grand scheme of things, there's a lot of good people here, and I don't want them to die.
What's the form of morality where it's the ends?
Justify the means?
No, just the ends.
Oh.
I mean, but yeah, it is justified the means, but it is just basically.
Yeah,
like,
all that
what you
matters
do
is the
what-
result. Yeah.
And it's because he's thinking like, there was a child of fear in Derge. I fixed that. Things are better. They should be happy.
God, and I keep getting on that.
But
I keep
he's
going
not
back and
saying
forth.
that
I
because-
believe you, and I believe you, and I believe you, and I believe you.
He did it out of idiocy and selfishness and all the
think
things that
I'm right.
Gwendolyn said. So he's he's trying to pick his words.
How do I pick?
Who was supposed to eat the brain? There was no one around.
There's a quote.
The receptacle. He was awaiting.
A receptacle.
And you.
Of all
So
knowledge.
at some point during the night, someone either knowingly or unknowingly was going to go into there. I think knowingly. And become the next children of fear.
He knew that we were going to be leaving, and that the children needed someone to follow us, so we had to go into a different body. And he 71% succeeded.
Yes. What better way to get a child of fear to follow us than to have it in the group?
Well, we 29% thwarted him.
That math checks out.
Listen, he wasn't thinking. You weren't thinking, and I thought you were.
You now understand that ritual to mask the one that you did with Tenzin, and you're pretty sure that you could, given a night's sort of time to put stuff together, that you could use that ritual to mask the whole group from. Now, there's a 71% variable in there that,
Because I'm sure they can sense their own.
Do you say that?
You haven't said any of this out loud, so no.
Well, yeah, because I'm gonna
just start doing rituals.
You start doing a ritual, that's how you get shot.
Yes. Yes.
That's very much. This would be something that I think I would defer to Tenzin.
For the first time ever.
No. But then you just get on top of an airship and stand up there. You could mask everyone from the Children of Fear.
You
Except for me, I'll always know where you are.
You couldn't be patient for 2 days.
Not to make excuses, but I suspected that he was the Children of Fear, and that's why we went to go and investigate. And there was a goddamn mirror.
You should have known.
Otherwise, I would have
Once you saw that mirror.
I would have shot the brain before.
You didn't have your gun. No, you wouldn't have.
I would have reached for my empty holster.
Just
Yep.
hit the brain out of his hand. Yeah.
No, I would have tried to shoot it and realized I didn't have a gun, and I would be too slow.
Well, then you might have eaten it. I mean, it could have happened to any one of us.
I will absolutely admit that I have selfish tendencies. I'm British. It comes with the territory. However, not to that extent.
They prefer empire to territory.
Yeah, there's that. No.
Fair enough. Fair enough.
You absolutely disgust me.
So, the brain eating.
No. The brain eating, it just revealed who you actually are. You are a selfish, evil man. And I hope to hell it's worth it for you. And then I'm just going
That
to...
seems like a good place to
Yeah,
have
and so an uncomfortable silence. Like
Silence.
Tenzin comes walking up into an uncomfortable silence and just sort of goes,
Just like lean against one of the yaks, arms crossed.
and he'll start packing the supplies that he got.
And that's when Eugene will come to him. I believe I know how to mask us against the Children of Fear. If you'd like me to show you the ritual, I'm at least 71% sure. But I would leave it to your judgment.
Let's discuss that tonight. What does this ritual entail? Body parts?
I would not have suggested, like, just out of character, like, it's like, we just need some
Yeah, no,
brains.
so-
I would be like, no.
No, whatever you answer is the answer. You've got all knowledge.
Should I have time to come up with really bad ideas, or should I just... No, you know what? I've done enough. I've done enough. Like, no, this is... Like, maybe a little bit of my blood, and, like, this should be...
Perhaps someone else's blood.
I mean... Hair of the dog works the best.
It will be a small, and here Tenzin reveals that he knows the ritual and he was testing you. It will be a small amount of the blood of everyone that will be masked. But when I say small, I mean drop. Well, we've got a long journey ahead of us.
Yes, let's get this over with.
So you ride on.
Let's go, Yaki.
Yeah,
Anyway.
Sax. I know. Good job.
So you ride on until almost uncomfortably dark. It's like it's twilight, and you set up camp, and Tenzin will ask each of you if you wish to that he'll say, I know this ritual. It will mask our appearance from the Children of Fear. I do not know what impact your new state will have on your part of the ritual.
Will like call to like?
That's what I don't know.
If he... Is it if they can't see, like they can't see us, or they just can't use a ritual to find us?
Both. Well, actually, if one was standing in front of us, they could see us. But they won't be able to use a ritual to find us. They also won't be able to use a ritual to watch us.
But if he's not part of the ritual, they will just see one of them wandering around.
Part of one of them,
But if
which is going to raise a lot of questions.
they were planning on having one of them follow you so they can infer from finding me.
Tenzin, if you do this ritual, I will partake. I do not trust Eugene around any rituals ever.
Should we perform the ritual on Eugene?
That's what I was thinking. If we don't,
I think we do. If we can hide from them,
I don't know what will happen.
maybe he burns up.
I would be all right with that.
That seems unlikely.
But that would.
will it hurt him?
Only 71% of him.
I'm out of character. I'm like, what if I go blind? But anyhow,
That'd be cool.
it would be kind of anyhow.
Do we do a separate ritual for Eugene?
Well, because here are my concerns. If we don't do it, then they will see a child of fear moving across the Tibetan landscape, and they'll be able to follow us anyway because they will find someone who is following probably one of us. And if we do, then there's a possibility that it will corrupt the whole thing.
I'd be, yes, there is that possibility. I'd be more concerned that it simply won't work on him, but we won't know that.
Right.
I mean, honestly, every ritual feels like it works.
Do I know how to scry on children of fear? Can I scry myself?
Make an intelligence roll.
You can scry yourself, buddy.
I will never spend luck, no matter how many intelligence rolls you make me do.
That's my face every time it makes me
Yes,
luck roll.
success.
You're pretty sure that you definitely could scry yourself.
Yeah, I just need a mirror.
Does that mean scry himself?
You hear Dimitri.
So he can scry himself because he is a children of fear?
He knows a spell of scry. He knows a spell that can find himself, and your supposition is that it's because you're a child. You can find your compatriots. You don't know about range, that sort of thing.
Love if it's like aliens, like, they're all around us, they're closing in, but I don't see them.
Beep,
They
beep,
come out
beep,
from under the
beep,
ground.
And
But if I do it, Gwendolyn will shoot me.
Yeah.
so Tenzin.
Unless you very explicitly tell her what you're doing and why.
It would be under Tenzin's.
Tenzin is starting to prepare the ritual, and he.
Do we want to amplify it with a little human
That
remains
would be
music?
That would be an excellent idea. Yes.
All right.
For Tenzin, I will.
Yes.
So the drum and the flute are out. Okay. He makes he takes a large leaf off of a tree and he starts sweeping a large area, and then he will take a white powder from his bag and he'll make a circle. And he will stand outside the circle and he will tell you all to stand in the circle. And then he will, one at a time, take his dakini, his ceremonial knife, and he will prick each of you in the thumb. And then he tells you all to put your thumbs together in the center, which the doctor does not like. Actually, wait, did they care in the 20s?
And in the 20s.
No.
We're barely getting people to wash hands at that point.
And when you all touch thumbs, there's like an electric shock, almost like a static electricity kind of thing. And the wound is gone, and the blood is gone.
How's his thumb?
His thumb's same. You feel the same.
And we wouldn't be able to tell.
And Tenzin looks a little tired, but he says that completes the ritual. We should now all be shielded from the eye of the children of fear.
Give him a little bow.
Do we want to attempt to scry tomorrow morning when you're feeling better?
I don't know how to scry.
Oh, well, do you want to observe if I do it then? Didn't I tell you
Are-
I could?
do
I
you-
can
do
detect
you,
the
do you
other
think that you are
children.
connected? Do you think that the children of fear are connected? Like if you scry, they see what you're scrying?
I would be very cautious about any sort of connection that you make with the children of fear.
Okay.
If we undertake this effort to disguise ourselves, then announcing our presence in any way is...
I thought we might want to check to make sure because we didn't know if it would work on me.
That magic is beyond me. You have gained access to things that I do not know. I do not wish to know.
Sorry for telling you how many neurons are.
52.
Did we?
I think that's just your brain.
Shall we go ahead and do the winner of the second one?
Yes.
Yes.
All right. So again,
A handful of cool things.
we are giving away all the gelatinous cube material you could ever want in honor of the D&D movie trailer.
Sure.
You
that's
can
why.
dive into that gelatinous cube soap.
No, not this one.
Congratulations, whoever wins. I'm not going to say it because I don't want to make Thomas,
I can say it because I'm looking at it right here.
All right, who won?
Squeal the bar.
Squeal the Bard.
There you go.
Doesn't he already? This thing is fixed. Well, here, I'll just give this to Tiana.
Yeah, that tracks.
Congratulations, Squeal. Man, all the homies winning today. That's like, what, Rachel couldn't win? Actually, Rachel never enters. She should. I wanted this. Well, I wanted those back. I like those. They're orange.
Why did you
I'm
bring them
joking.
in then?
Yeah.
I have so many dice. I don't need more dice.
Unless they're
Don't
paradise.
need more
Yeah, what
dice.
Wait,
What foreign language is this?
I have no
I
idea.
have
what that
parrot
is.
sharks. I will never need other dice. I may never roll other dice.
Until you get albatross.
Yes. Oh, can't wait.
I'm looking forward to Brain Slice. That'll be the next.
I mean, just reflavor to be Mind Sliver, and you can sell it to the D&D crowd too.
Oh my goodness.
I want Duke Fleeg to write a cannibalism story now about brain eating.
I think we got that covered.
Yeah,
We
more than a little.
Starring Army Hammer.
He's selling timeshares.
Oh my god.
So that night, you do the ritual, and then Tenzin is gonna, Tenzin will sit down and he'll close his eyes. Are you doing watches or?
I think that would be wise.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. Everybody, make me a con roll.
So the question is, knowing myself, do I take the first or the last? I have to take the last watch. I have to.
Yeah.
I can't.
Critical fail.
Oh, critical fail. All right. Well, it's not.
I'm
I
good.
made it on the dot.
Well, there you go. All right. So, you go to wake. Oh, you're taking the last one.
I'm taking the last one
Okay.
because I wouldn't. otherwise, no one
Alright.
else gets woken up.
Well,
and
you
everyone
never
gets a
get
good
woken
night's
up.
Sleep.
Actually, you wake up immediately. On your watch, you you're sitting there, and you close your eyes for a second. You're certain that you didn't go to sleep. You closed your eyes for a second, and you open them, and you are in a different place. Your yaks, all of your friends are in a grove of trees. Do you have any natural world?
I think I do.
So you
I
make
do,
a-
yes.
You can make a natural world roll.
Critical fail 99.
Awesome. All right. Well, you.
How do you get 2 critical fails in a row?
We're at Pismo Beach.
That is awesome. All right. So coming up, there are going to be some rolls to resist things. You will have a penalty die on those rolls. You're looking at the trees, and all of a sudden, you smell the most delicious food you've ever smelled being cooked.
I know what that.
All right. And so you're awake for about you're there for about 20 seconds, and you're looking around at with a critical fail, I'm gonna make you an offer.
Shit.
This offer may involve sanity loss, just so
All
you know.
right.
But it may also involve knowledge. So, do you want to look at the stars?
Of course.
All right. So yeah, you look up, and you're not an astronomer or anything, but you're pretty sure that what is it? It's April, I think.
I mean, I think after that's all we do at night.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, because it's
Probably.
I mean, it's amazing. It's beautiful. It's April, but this is not a spring. The stars are not in their spring positions. This is like midsummer.
But we can find. But they are.
You
stars.
recognize the stars, but they've all moved. They're not where they should be for the time of that it was. And so the rest of you are awoken by a glorious sound, a chorus of voices singing, just a beautiful song, an enticing song, a song that like you subconsciously just start to move, like a little bit of dance. Just as soon as you hear it, there's just the slightest bit of, it makes you want to move, you're all, and you wake up and you realize you're not where you were. You're in a grove of trees. And Tenzin wakes up, sits up, and he looks around, and then he looks at the sky, and he gets a smile on his face, and he says, "This is good. Look, mango, banana." Bodies, Arjuna, walnut, these are all sacred trees of the charnel grounds. None of them grow in Tibet, but look, they are in fruit. This is a wonderful sign. And
Are you sure it is not a trap?
look at the moon. The moon, the moon was almost full last night, and now it's waning, riding high in the sky. That's the 25th lunar day. This is that is the day of the Gana Chakra, a great feast, the Dakini throw. This will be a great blessing for us. The Dakini are the messengers of the gods. They will certainly have a message for us.
They're the ones that was stabbing him in your dream?
I think so. Is that who was stabbing him in my dream?
I mean, you're pretty sure?
Yeah.
If you see a bunch of multicolored women,
Mm-hmm.
but it is very important. The Gana Chakra is a ritual. It is a feast, but it is also a ritual. You will be offered many things. As long as we all, the Dakini and us, as long as we all keep to our vows of moderation, everything will be fine. So when you are offered food, eat, but do not gorge. When you are offered drink, drink, but do not drink to excess. When you are offered intercourse,
I'm sorry, offered what?
What?
Do not intercourse to excess.
That prayer thing, the flag.
yes, it is part of the ritual. When you are offered, you may partake, you may choose not to, but do not partake to excess. As long as we all maintain our vows, this will be a lovely evening and a blessing for us all.
I just shoot a cutting look at Eugene.
I cover my children's eyes.
And so yeah, Tenzin will sort of stand up, and he'll say, "Now we follow the smell of cooking."
Lead the way, teacher.
Make me a power roll. Dimitri.
Yeah. You still can't read them.
No, that's a fail.
All right.
You know what? It's only 12 luck.
It's only 12 luck.
But we got
You
another
got
green
reroll,
spell.
yeah.
All right.
We got another green spell.
You can actually use dice. You see.
99?
It's only 9 luck away. Oh no, it's 19 luck away.
Oh.
No, that's a fail.
All right.
Both are fails.
So, you're just like transported by everything here. The smell, the sounds, everything Tenzin just said, you know, and you're very focused on not to excess. Like that's fine. But you're just like, I could eat, I could drink. You know.
I am curious about the stars, though. Would there be a way to, like, gauge if it's shifted noticeably in terms of like years?
Oh, interesting. Not really.
Okay. Because I know with ages, things gradually shift and move.
Yeah. I mean that.
over a lot
but
of
that would
years,
that would be like.
But again, that's something that.
So
if he
I'll
could
give you
orientate
this.
Himself, he could.
This does not seem like a long time has passed.
No, he's more trying to figure out, like, kind of, are we in like an artificial time or outside of time?
Does not seem that way.
Okay.
It seems like you've just sort of jumped ahead to. Although, make me an intelligence roll,
Why?
Eugene.
Why?
That's the face that I make.
Are you
every
sure this
time I
isn't an
make a
astronomy
luck
roll?
Yeah.
Would you rather make an
I'd
astronomy
rather
roll?
make an astronomy roll.
Make an astronomy roll.
I'm not spending luck on that.
All right.
How do you push it? Do you spin around a lot? No, I'm kidding. It's not important.
So yeah, it seems like everything. You know, I mean, it's weird that you jumped. It
Yeah.
seems like 2 months ahead.
Into a different place. I mean, it's...
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, on the list of problems with this, you know, that's third, maybe fourth. And so you all come out on you come out of the grove into an opening, and before you is a tent, an open tent with a long, low table and just pillows stacked all the way around. The table is overflowing with fruits and bread, some non-bread, and pitchers of some sort of white creamy liquid, and sitting at the table are 7 naked, multicolored, beautiful women. They are for those who care about such things. They are, one is red, one is blue, one is just a midnight black, one is a chalk white, and 3 are cotton candy pink. And they all stand to greet you. And they come forward with wreaths of mums, these brightly colored, like explosions of orange and red and yellow. And they're still singing as they come forward, and they will put a wreath over each of you. And they especially, the extras are put around Tenzin. And Tenzin removes the extras, so he only has the one on. One more thing. When you're back, before you came in the clearing, Tenzin builds a cairn of stones. And he brings you all around, and he says, if something should happen during this ritual, the Dakini are quick to anger. Return to this cairn, and I will make sure that everyone is brought to safety. But my staff must be present.
Oh boy. All right.
Karen. Got it.
And so yeah, now you come out and the women will actually take male or female form depending on what your preference is. Yours might switch repeatedly. I don't know, Gwendolyn, or no judgment on anybody, but so this is a figure of physical perfection. Unless you don't like, green or black or blue or red. The red one very specifically goes to Tenzin and is talking with him, and he makes small talk, and she leads him to the table. The midnight black one goes to you, Eugene, and says to you in English, "Will you sit with me?"
I will.
You're thinking about your dream that you had.
No, I'm thinking about how I'm like a child of fear now, and I'm wondering if there's any core.
Oh, all right, interesting. Yeah, no, that's true. Yeah, that dream was so long ago, and your brain is now going in so many, 800 different directions that you're like, and you're like, you smell the food, and you're like saffron, and you're like, just everything around you is just a whirl of information. So you will go and sit with her. The blue one will sit with you. We'll ask if you will sit with them.
Yes.
All right. And it takes the form of a male, I'm guessing. Yeah, for you.
Yes.
All right. So, the blue one will sit with you. One of the pink ones will sit with you, and will how do you perceive? Is this?
I think at least to begin with a male form.
Okay. Yeah. Will and addresses you almost like almost like a student. With a sort of a deference and a doesn't call you ma'am, but is like, will you honor me at this feast?
I would be delighted.
And goes and sits with you. And the white one asks if you will sit with.
But of course.
Interesting.
And so you all sit, and the other two pink ones act as servants. You know what? For once in my life, I'm going to write something down. Right, so red, Tenzin. Black was Eugene. Not that this will be.
Can we experiment?
And it was the red one that was stabbing Tenzin, or were they all stabbing Tenzin?
They were all stabbing Tenzin in the dream.
Were there three pink ones in my dream?
Yes. Yeah. This is to the letter.
So back when I thought that it was in that other planes, it was actually here.
Yes.
In my dream.
Yeah.
Okay.
Right. Dimitri has the white one. Helen has the blue one.
Though I do want to remember what dream that was. I actually don't remember that.
Yeah, to check it out. And we can't experiment with these creatures?
What do you mean experiment?
Well,
I'm sure-
I saw
I'm sure.
them change things. I was kind of like,
Yeah, like as you think about it, the form changes.
I want an ocelot!
And now there's a beautiful woman sitting next to you.
interesting. Wow, that's interesting.
Whoever, so they are naked, except they wear gold belts, and they all wear crowns. And their crowns are small crowns of 3 skulls, 3 tiny little skulls. Although the skulls are carved. They are not the actual skulls.
I mean, we travel with Tenzin.
Yeah. He has 3 actual skulls on his.
Yeah, exactly.
We have bone instruments, so.
But otherwise they are completely naked and they are fine with it. And interesting. I write down. Oh, here we go.
So many disclaimers for this episode.
So many content warnings.
Yeah.
I've given the content. It's funny. I gave the content warning for like 5 different episodes, and then we never got.
And we never got to it. And this one we hit gore and body horror and
chewing sound.
Brain.
Cannibalism.
And so we'll find out what happens at the Feast of the Dakini next week. That'll be our.
Just think, for some reason, Willow comes into mind.
What a good movie. They're remaking.
Nice.
We'll see.
So they're actually doing a sequel.
Or maybe it's a sequel.
They're doing a
Okay.
television show.
Oh, it's a
Yeah.
still. Oh, is here? I didn't know that. That's interesting. So congratulations to our winners for our giveaways. Thanks so much for all of the bits that they really used this
We
time.
used them all.
Our Patreons, we love you. Don't forget Patreons that after this, we'll be putting up Last Call of Cthulhu. We got another raid from Ms. Dusty.
Yay!
Where we had dust earlier, you missed it. It was brain dust.
Ashes.
Ashes.
Ashes to ashes, dust to dust.
Brain dust. I just like the term of brain dust.
Yeah. Quotes.
Yes. Our quotes from this time. I don't care about corrupting them. I blame him internally, not verbally. They're still walking dolls for now. Monks, am I right? I could use all knowledge, and maybe a vampire as well. No one gets to be angry at me for trying to shoot him now. I think the winner, Deflated Monk, is a summer look.
Yes.
He coughed up his brain.
Yes.
But it's not okay to shoot me now. This was also, I think, a very, although for a different reason, a close, is the world worth saving? That could just be the subtitle of this.
Whole thing, yes.
Who was supposed to eat the brain, and you start doing a ritual, that's how you get shot. We will be back next week with more silliness like this. And
Silliness?
All right, this was
That's a description for it. Okay.
All right, this was
Content
low on.
warning. There's a lot of silliness in this episode.
Sure.
Am I missing anything here? Oh, yeah, our schedule. Don't forget, I forgot to do this, largely because it's been in flux. But we have a full schedule of fun stuff coming up. And don't forget, you can find all of our stuff on YouTube or in the podcast app of your choice. Thank you, Tiana, for all the work you do to make our podcast sound good. So you can, if you missed this episode or if you missed a Chaos Agents or something, you can dive in and find them there. Monday, if everybody's feeling healthy and good, Natural One. Tuesday, it's Chaos Agents. Wednesday, another Redacted Reports drops. And then we're back here on Saturday once again. That's a lot of entertainment is what that is right there. Well, that's it. I think thanks everybody for coming along, and goodbye, internet friends.
We're gonna raid somebody, so hit them with some emotes.